they create these crutches for the kids, and then the parents feel sorry. Oh, my child has ADD, and then you forget your job as a parent. So
they don't know what ADD means. They just know that it's a paycheck coming at the first of the month, and they ain't got to work their ass off to feed nobody because they. No,
that's true though. That's true, and I've seen that with my own eyes.
Hoes is having babies for income tax money.
Yeah. Woo, that's not enough for me.
It is. I mean, they having babies to sell for income tax.
Yeah.
Now, how you finna feed these babies 364 days because you only get paid one day after fucking year? Yeah. How you gonna feed these babies?
But just think about that. The crazy part of it is all this entire conversation. We have so many societal issues, and people are too worried about what gays and lesbians and trans and queer people are doing. They're really worried about other stuff.
At least you know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing is half the battle. It's just like G.I. Joe in this thing. Knowing is half the battle. You got to know where you want to end up before you know where you can start.
Exactly. It all starts with planning. You know, you got to have a plan. And the one thing that I definitely try to do is I tell people a lot of the times I may do some things that may be unpleasing to the Lord's eyesight or whatever, but mistreating other people is something that I don't do. And I try to educate everybody that I possibly can on whatever the case may be. And we as a people, we just really have lost the love for each other. So I can't expect, I mean, it's hard for me to say that I'm going to love myself when you can't love somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. Because if you love just yourself, then your purpose on this earth is ridiculous. There's no need.
Yeah.
Well, it's too many people on this planet. It's over 7 billion people on this planet. Just thinking about yourself all the time. But I think a lack of education just in general about what life is all about, anywhere from the very beginning until you get to retirement age, people just don't care to find out what makes the world go around anymore. I mean, I know people that know nothing about politics. They know nothing about finance. They know zero about life, but they expected everything back in return. So if you don't put in, you can't expect to get anything out. And it's just, and that's across the board. It doesn't matter what your sexual preference is. People just need to invest into their own existence, because if you're constantly just floating, what you're gonna get out? You're gonna get a floating type of life. I mean, I enjoy my life. I don't live as long as I can possibly can. I might need to exercise a little more, but you know, I just want to live and enjoy life, and I want the people around me to, you know, be successful. I mean, it's not all just about money. It's about being able to have a legacy. That's what I'm working on, a legacy, so people remember me for the good that I've brought to this world.
And one thing I tell people all the time, and I do this with a lot of my speaking engagement, it's extremely easy for someone to remember something negative.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's about you, about a situation, about a cause, about a preference, whatever. They always dwell upon the negative, and that's the human nature. But what happens if you don't give them nothing negative to talk about?
Exactly.
Or what happens if you don't feed into that negativity that they putting out? I tell, honey, I've been through the shit. Whether you know, I'll give you a little taste of history. I gave you a little taste of history about being caught up in a house fire, or the house being set on fire intentionally to gain some money from my own parent. I mean, I've been through the point where I didn't know where the hell I was gonna go because I couldn't be myself in a house that was supposed to be for family. You get what I'm saying? You know, so these things, they have not made me who I am. They have enhanced me. They have helped me to pay attention to what was going on around me. They are influences and different things that have built who I am. But I made myself, period, point blank. Because regardless as to anything, I know what I was going to tolerate, or I knew what I was going to tolerate and what I was not going to tolerate. The negativity and the bullshit, I had to turn it around and manifest it into something that was going to be productive and positive for myself. And if you don't know, you can't decipher what's going to benefit you, how are you going to help anybody else do anything? It's no possible way.
Because everything that we've talked about needs to be heard. I mean, people don't even look at. I have people approach me and ask me about rainbow families. They are clueless. And then when they hear stuff or they know stuff about it, they have misconceptions because they never seen the positive of it. I mean, I've seen the ups and the downs of a rainbow family. And if we don't reintroduce that in a positive way or even give people a perception on what it's all about, it will eventually die out. It's just going to be, you know, the sororities, nothing wrong with sororities and fraternities that are going on now, but they still don't have the same foundation as a rainbow family can have. But I mean, it's been so many different things that are coming through the filter, you know, through the grapevine where you hear some negative things. People need to hear it.
Also have the people who feel like you're preaching to them and then they turn it off because they feel like you pointing the finger at them.
Who does?
These days,
yeah,
we need somebody to be pointing some fingers around here.
But who doesn't? That's a situation with the youth of this generation. You know, you can't say anything without them being judgmental. Yeah. You can't give them advice without them feeling a certain type of way. But you have not afforded the opportunity to feel any type of way.
Yeah.
Sit down, and listen to what somebody has to say that's trying to save your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still here. We die in a natural causes.
That's true. That's true.
Thrown over bridges and shot and all this other type of shit.
Okay, heads cut off and all the other good stuff.
So we must be doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah. I've gotten a little more cautious.
With that last sentence you just said, Malaysia, you just said a mouthful. Now that's eye-opening.
Yeah.
True.
And it even shows to the point where some of us in our 30s and 40s look younger than some of these 20 and 25, 26-year-olds because you're living a harder life than you live.
Yeah.
You know, you've got, if you value nothing, value yourself. You have to value yourself, but if you don't know, that goes back to the initial topic. You know, that self-love takes you a long way. Yeah. If you don't have it, then, you know, what's your purpose? I mean, that's not being sarcastic or facetious. That's just a question you should be asking yourself at that point. What's my purpose? If you have no love for yourself.
But you have to know what self is first. You have to know.
But look.
And if you lost amongst this crowd, you don't know who you are as a person. So how can you help yourself or how can you receive help from anybody when you don't know who you are?
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't know if hot water gets you.
But these kids nowadays, the younger children now, they don't look past maybe the next couple of days. They don't even look into the next month or the next year. I mean, not saying I planned that far ahead when I was, you know, 15, 16, but they really just don't even care anymore. And I see, you know, I hate to go back to work in office because I guarantee you at least one of my students has been killed. Because one kid was killed me coming back from Christmas break. And that just really just, you know, that's hurt my heart because they run around with guns. They doing all kinds of drugs I've never even heard of. You know, they just doing things, you know, robbing each other. And this is how it's all. And then the music itself, I mean, I'm not the one to preach about music. Back in the day, we used to listen to stuff that the generations before us didn't understand. But half of the stuff they talking about, I don't even understand. I'm like, I try, and I love music. But I don't know what they're talking about. I'm like, Lord, what are these kids listening to? Bang, bang, nothing. I don't know.
She said bang, bang, nothing.
And that's all it's about. All it's about. Yeah. Molly Percocet. Like, my thing is, you just took a medical drug and made $1 million off of it, and now our kids are going crazy over it and don't have any idea of what a Molly or a Percocet is.
So how about this? I got something to say about that real quick. You just took what you got prescribed in the emergency room 9 times out of 10 for one of these STDs that you done caught and made $1 million off of it, and you ain't even had $1 million worth of education.
Ain't that some shit?